Yo, my Star Citizens and Noob Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Minnings. And in today's episode, it's just going to be some random footage of us cargo running in the background while me and Kilthanis talk about the topic, is cargo running dead in the new patch? So we hope you like this video, guys. Run the intro. So guys, we are here today because we wanted to discuss the question, is cargo dead in the PTU? Is cargo dead in the PU for 3.24? So I've done a couple of videos that are cargo running, and the comment I get from them is cargo running is dead. Now, this depends, and this is what we're going to be discussing today. So this is what we're going to be discussing today. So with me is Kilthanis, and we are sat in an Ursa, and we are just going to splice in video from what we're talking about on this and our thoughts on it. And yeah, we're going to try and keep this one quite simple and not too long. So let's go into it. So, is cargo running dead?
It's an acceptable question, but I think as we have discussed before, for newbies, no, because obviously that's all they know. This content is going to be all they know. But for old bees, profit margins are going to be a lot less. You're not going to make the same amount of money because obviously hand loading stuff versus paying to get it automatically done.
Yeah.
I think with the we discussed it before about the balance of buying ships, how much money it was costing. It could take you like 2 weeks, and you almost get yourself eight night jump.
Yeah,
I think with reducing profit margins, putting prices up, and bringing engineering, so you have to have crew of some sorts to run the bigger ships. I think that's going to be quite impactful on the game. I think people are going to be rolling around in smaller Zeus style, C1s, etc. Even maybe freelancers, because they haven't got the solo content is limited.
So the comment, it shouldn't be cargo has been killed off. What they should say is the economy is changed in the price of ships and what you can earn selling cargo. Cargo's not been killed off, in my opinion.
It's changed.
It's changed. For the old players, we're used to 250,000, 500,000 runs, or even like in a C2 a C2 or a Caterpillar with the RMC runs that we used to do, and earn between 1.5 to 3 million profit. We can't do that anymore as a single player, even as a small crew.
I think those days are going to be pretty well gone.
Yeah, even things like RMC, even if there's enough RMC to go and fill a Caterpillar or a C2, you're going to be doing it in an outpost that's got no protection, so that's going to be a worry. So you're going to have to try and move fast.
It's high risk.
Yeah, and you know what I think it's actually done? And it's something I said very early on from starting playing this game is, what's the point in those smaller ships? What was the point in things like a C1? What's the point in the Hull A? What's the point in the Nomad? Because you just get a Caterpillar within a couple of weeks and just be going down and grabbing, Beryl or Laranite or whatever, or the RMC when that came along, and just making an absolute fortune. You don't need the small ships.
It's realism, isn't it, really, I think?
Yeah.
I think it's just trying to be a bit more balanced in terms of, that you don't solely rely on big ships to do stuff. I think you'll see many more smaller ships floating around these days.
Yeah. Actually, for me, the best solo ship for a solo player now is the C1. Because with the C1, you can get 96 cargo in it.
Yeah, until the Zeus turns up.
Until the Zeus turns up. Now, with the C1, you can get 96 cargo, and you could, depending where you are, you can get either 3 lots of 32, or the best way to do it is probably going to be with 6 boxes. You get in a 16 and 8, 16 and 8, and 16 and 8, and bring them in. And you can have 96 cargo and it won't take you that long to actually fill it, and you can make some really good profit with that. I think around 50, 60,000. I think that's what we need to be looking at now. When we first started, if you remember, we was doing runs in the Nomad and getting 35,000 and going, wow, look at all this money. Until we then started getting the big ships and then earning 70,000 to 100,000 to a million, So going back to earning the 60,000, 50,000, 60,000 with something like a C1, I think is fine. I think what people are also not happy about is because of the economy change. So Caterpillar now was 6 million, now is 16 million. So it's a lot harder to get those big ships now.
And I think it's, I think it's the right thing to do. I think, get rid of this quick fix environment and get it to actually be a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't afford to get a Bugatti Veyron. I mean, you'd have to be, you're one of the 0.5%, I guess. But so in reality, I couldn't afford to get like a Banu Merchantman, which I probably never will see. But how'd you fly it? How would you fly a Banu? Again, I think I do wonder where CIG are going. I think sometimes their priorities seem to wander.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a multi-crew on that.
Yeah, and I think also it's like, so when you get your merchantman, you'll bring it out, show it off for a bit, and then it'll go away and probably never see the light of day again.
Yeah, unless you've got a really good crew.
Yeah. So, and I think that for me, I think Star Citizen is a little bit soulless.
Yeah.
Because of the NPC situation, I think that maybe it's just me, but I think that it'd be more immersive if you have NPCs wandering around doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But they're rather intent on doing things like engineering, which will, ultimately could stop people running big ships until they've got like an organisation or something going on.
Yeah.
So it's limiting.
So
I'd rather see NPCs going around and doing their random stuff.
Yeah, they would need to also be filling your stuff.
Your
ship.
Exactly. Yeah, doing all that sort of stuff. I think that would be so much more immersive.
So I've made a couple of points.
Yeah.
So
there's other ones. There's other ones, isn't there?
Yeah. So the points I'm going to look at, I've got on a list. So cargo, you got to look at it. You got to look at these different points, and so the first point is going to be solo versus crew. Now, they say cargo running is dead, but are they talking about for a solo player in a big ship? Then yeah, it pretty much is. I mean, I have just done some runs in a Caterpillar, but you have to be able to put your ship away, so it has to be space stations, distribution centers when they come online properly, or cities, somewhere where you can put your ship away. And then it has to have some good cargo. So generally, the ones I've been looking at is Hephaestonite and Dead Generator, and we're looking at around, between 100 and 200,000 can be earned with a Caterpillar, not having to load it yourself, waiting 10 minutes for it to be loaded, and then paying a £20,000 fee for it to be unloaded, 20,000 credit fee for it to be unloaded. So that's solo side. I can understand why they think it's dead for the solo player. Because
I think it's more about profit. I think they're so used to making a ton of money each time.
Yeah.
I think it's it's now your profits are, I don't know, 20% of what they were. And I think that's where people are sort of aiming for it's dead because it's going to take longer to get from A to B.
Yeah. To fill a Caterpillar, so you went then to get some Laren out of barrel to fill a Caterpillar. It's going to take you a good couple of hours on your own to load it. You're going to need a good crew to fill that. You know, and then you're going to split them profits.
So how much is the automated way of doing it?
So you can't do automated at the outposts. You can't do automated for things like Laren and that. So you can only do them where you can put your ship away. So space stations. To load it up, it's free. It was free for them to automatically load it. It's free, but takes about 10 minutes, around 8 minutes, something like that. And to unload it costs between 10 and 20 grand, it depends on what's being unloaded, and that again takes about 8 minutes to do.
So it's that balance between you doing it yourself and taking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or
and paying a fee.
Yeah.
or doing it yourself, like you say, and spending 2 hours doing it.
Do you reckon it's 2 hours?
To fill a caterpillar, yeah. Yeah, because it's 500 and odd, and the biggest it can put in is you can have, so each bay, and there's four side bays. Each side bay will have 4 size 24s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think around 9 or 10 size 2s, and then 4 size 1s, something like that. It's sort of that type of thing. And then you do times that by 4, and then in the front bay you've got something like 4 lots of 16, and then 8 lots of 4 or something like that. But there's a lot of cargo boxes to be moving around.
It's only going to get worse when you get bigger ships like the Hull Sea and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the Hull Sea, you just go into the green box currently, don't you? And that gets automatically loaded for you. But yeah, so that's maybe the solo versus crew. Solo, people think, like say, the solo. They think the solo side of it's dead because you can't solo these big ships anymore and just instantly go down to a place and it's instantly loaded. But that was an issue for people running cargo for me, because people would take a C2, go down to somewhere like the places where they sell gold or laranite or beryl, and literally fill the C2 and it's instantly filled, and then they're on the way, and then they go and sell it instantly unloaded and then come back. And then so someone with a smaller ship couldn't pick up any of that stuff, especially the gold. It was just constantly gone.
It's going to be challenge of the new way of doing things, but in reality it's like, well, that's what it is. I think it's a bit more reasonable.
Yeah. If you have a player now that comes down with a C2 or a caterpillar and they've got to self-load, by the time they've finished self-loading and ready to take off, that stock is going to have refreshed itself for somebody else to come along and take some.
So that brings us on to something else, though, doesn't it, about server meshing, and another impact on the whole game really is going to be more players.
Yeah.
So if you've got 100 at the moment and you get 500,
yeah, you're going to have the airsubs. They're going to have to really sort out the economy for it, I think.
You're going to have queues for everything.
You need to be able to have more terminals and more cargo for people.
Yeah, more cargo, so you're not waiting around, not queuing. Yeah. Salvage, same thing. More salvage points, more mining points. Because it's going to be like 1,000. Wow, 1,000 is going to be chaos. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite look forward to the day that it's 1,000, but equally, it's like, are we going to be treading each other's, shoulders to get anywhere?
Yeah.
And how laggy is that game going to be with that amount of people playing?
So,
do you know what I mean?
Another thing that could have contributed to why people think this is dead is the cargo missions. So cargo missions have now come in. Yeah. But even that, so you can then pit cargo missions against just buying cargo yourself. Now, in the early stages, cargo missions are around 16,000 you'll get per mission, and then it's moving like 10 boxes or something like that. But then as you get up to around senior rank, which is a rank before top, you're looking at around 120,000 per mission. But again, you're going to need a ship that can handle it, because you're looking at like 3 lots of 80 or 90 boxes, SCU. So you're going to need a ship that's around 300-ish. So you're going to need a Caterpillar or a C2.
Multi-crew again, isn't it?
And you're going to need a multi-crew, because their largest box is going to be a 16. So you're going to need, if you take, like 300 divided by 16, it's going to be a lot of boxes still that you've got to, and so that's still going to take time. So I don't even think like the cargo missions has killed off the thing. It's just that I think for me, people, I think you hit the nail on the head with, they're more looking at the profit and how easy it was to get that profit back then, rather than looking at it as a gameplay loop and enjoying that gameplay loop. Yeah, it might take you an hour to do a couple of cargo runs, but at least you've enjoyed playing the game doing it, and rather than just going out buying cargo, it's instantly loaded and you just fly off and then instantly sell it, and then you've made $500,000 or $250,000, and before you know it, you've got any ship you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue, is I don't think cargo running is dead. It's a different gameplay loop now, and you've got to now enjoy it to do it rather than using it as a moneymaker.
It's a different set of rules. I mean, even with the cargo missions, I mean, you can still probably bulk up that by purchasing your own cargo as well.
That's what I did when I was doing them.
If you've got a C2 and you're only taking up 300, 300 spots, you've still got like 300 plus to go. So you just top it up with other stuff. So it's the multi-crew that I think is the big change, and also the manual loading.
I'm going to enjoy just going around in a small ship like the C1. I think the C1 is going to be one of the big ships for cargo running, because it's like I said, it's 6 boxes for 90 odd. Well, minimum of three boxes to a maximum of 6 boxes. For 96 cargo. And
you're going to maximise space.
Yeah.
And it's quicker to maneuver around. It's going to be easy to get to places. I think I'll be interested to see what the loadout is with the Zeus when it finally comes out. See if it's going to be similar to the C1 in terms of what boxes you can get in there. It looks quite straightforward. So we'll see. But I think at the end of the day, this is the new deal, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the way it is now. And I think CRG just want it to be fairly realistic.
Yeah.
And this is the first way. I just wish sometimes they'd prioritise things a bit better.
I'm happy with the changes.
Yeah.
I'm fairly happy with the changes. I don't feel like that it's been ruined, because now I can enjoy. It's like I used to love salvaging because it was just chilled, you on your own, taking your time, doing what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at this. It's the same thing. It's you chilled, taking your time, stacking your boxes.
It's not a race.
And what you've got to remember as well with cargo is you can take your cargo and you can store it, and you store it in your freight elevator and then sell it later on. You don't have to be selling it. You can just be stocking up ready. Like for if there's, when each time you come on, sell a chunk of your med supplies or something.
So it'd be good, like further down the road, that galaxy or system-wide changes affect. If there's like maybe a famine or something, so food stuff is a bit more rarer and more expensive, or there's a war somewhere and your tech is a bit more expensive and harder to get hold of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always hoped they would have a system where everyone goes over there and develops that system in real time almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people build buildings, and you see cities, get built by the players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In real time. So they contribute, they get people to build it, put money in, whatever. But, slowly but surely, you see these planets, brand new planets starting to get colonized. I think that'd be an amazing thing.
Yeah.
To see that grow in front of you. So, yeah, there's a lot of potential. I know we talked about doing videos, set in an hour to do like mining, set another hour to do scraping, and another hour to do trading, to see what is the most efficient way of making money. Having a reasonable sized ships. I think we talked about the Caterpillar. Did we talk about the Caterpillar?
Yeah.
No. Did we talk about Caterpillar? I think we was talking about the C1.
Oh yeah, on the C1, the Vulture and the Prospector.
The Prospector, yeah, that's the ones. And having an hour
on each
timer, and see which loop makes the most money.
Yeah, I'm going to set that going.
Yeah, I think do a prediction as well beforehand.
I think it is actually going to be cargo.
See, I think it's going to be scraping.
I think it'll be cargo.
So you heard it here.
I think it'll be cargo.
What do you guys think?
Right, we're gonna sign this one off. It's been 20 minutes almost. So basically, my conclusion is, I don't think cargo running is dead for solo or crew. It's going to be better in a crew, but you're going to split your profits. But I think we've got to now look at it different. Small ships are going to be what it's at for a solo player, and we've got to be realistically happy with earning 50,000 profit per run. Yeah. That's probably where we're going to be sitting at now, and I don't think that's too bad for a run to be earning 50,000. Especially for a solo player that has to load it himself, going down getting some, whatever it is, gold. Gold will actually be more, but like Larinite or Beryl or something like that, earning around 50,000 and only loading in 6 boxes for yourself. I don't think it's going to be a big issue.
No, and the gold thing is it's limited supply as well. So
yeah,
you got to think about balance. Distance versus profit. How far do you got to go for that time aspect? Your profits.
I even think so if you get to the senior member of the cargo missions and earn 120,000, I think it's going to take you longer than it is to go down and do 3 runs in a C1.
100%.
I'd still think it'll be longer in a cargo mission.
For that sort of money, they'll have you going all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You won't be like from one planet to another.
Be quite a few. So I don't think it's dead.
Distress centers are going to be interesting. I think.
Yeah, when they come out, they will be.
We're looking at when we get a chance to see what goes on there. If there's cargo there and stuff.
Yeah.
One knows that beforehand, anyway.
So in my opinion, I don't think cargo running is dead. I think what's dead is the easy ride of making hundreds of thousands on your own as a solo runner. There is still some runs out there, and I'll put a link up in the top now and in the description of the latest ones I've just done. I've just done a couple of runs with Festa Night from a space station to a planet, and then from a space station to a space station with some Degenous route or whatever it's called, and made like nearly 100,000 on that. So you can still do it, but it's just not going to be as easy to do it now. You can't go down to these planets and get gold or Larinite or Beryl and stuff like that.
So what else is important? Obviously, Medix has done videos on, most efficient way of putting cargo into your ship.
So a couple of videos I've got going.
Take them out as well.
Yeah.
Carry on doing that. When obviously when the Zeus turns out, we'll be looking at doing.
We're doing in that one, yeah. So that's me. That's my opinion. That's Kilthanis' opinion.
Yeah.
And we don't think it's dead. We just think new players won't understand that concept of making 500,000 to nearly 2 million in one run. That side of it's dead, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
So that's us, guys. We're going to sign off. Let us know what you think in the comments. Your thoughts. What you think is a good thing.
Are we wrong?
Are we wrong? Yeah. So we're looking forward to reading those. And if you like this video, guys, don't forget to take the point, just tickle the like button, hit the bell and subscribe notification. And we'll see you guys at the verse.
Peace.